What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ. Today we're talking about 5 games that I just could not get into. Okay, so before I start this video, something super important that I want to do, because I felt so bad about not having done this sooner, but in my defense, I have been trying to catch up on watching other people's videos. I've just not had the time, and so lately I have been. I want to give a massive, huge, giant, big grand shout out to the Game Fiend. Man, so I put out a video a while ago saying hey, let me know if you have your own channel. I'd subscribe back, all that stuff and everything. And I think at that point I may have already been subscribed to him. And I would watch a video every now and then when it would come out, same like I do with some of the other people I'm subscribed to and everything like that. But so what I've been doing lately is just kind of going back and trying to catch up on videos that I missed. Literally starting from early stuff and going through. And I started watching his channel, and the more I watched, the more I just really liked it. And I love those of you that know me and know shows that I've done and episodes that I've done, that kind of thing, know that my big thing is passion. I love just seeing that genuine, I love talking about this. There's a funny thing that I talk about in an upcoming episode of the podcast, Pixel Perspective, when we have Platinum Bro on, should be out next week, where I talk about when I worked retail, about a gardening story. So check out that episode because it's really good. But so this dude is awesome as far as just genuinely nice guy. But he's just so passionate about what he's talking about, and he does a lot of the just whatever's on his mind, those kind of thought videos, and then he asks questions of his chat and stuff, and his chat is usually pretty there's quite a few comments that are on there. It blows me away, the discussions and stuff like that. It's always cool to see that, and I love that interaction as well. So but he doesn't have as many subscribers as I feel like he should have. And as I was going through watching his videos, a dude gave me 4 or 5 shout outs. And dude, I'm so sorry I haven't caught that sooner and didn't catch up on that. I appreciate it so much. And we talked a little bit on Twitter, and I'd love to keep talking, keep in touch, talk about games, whatever. I cannot tell you how much that means to me, especially, because I genuinely have enjoyed watching your channel. I'm even going to put a link down at the bottom of this video, to go check out his channel. Again, that's the Game Fiend. Just such a genuine person, and those are the kind of YouTube channels that I like to watch, that I like to see. So please go show him some love, and subscribe to his channel, give him a watch, and join in the discussion over there, because it's always cool to see it's mind-boggling how many people comment on this stuff and everything because I look at mine and I get a few, and it's great, but it's dang dude, there's some discussion over here. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, man, Game Fiend, go check out his channel. And that goes for anybody else. Like I said, I'm kind of working through my backlog of videos that I want to watch on people's channels and stuff, that I just haven't had the time to do. If you have given me a shout out at some point or anything like that, tell me, let me know, let me know which video or something like that, because I would love to return the favor. If I start watching and I love your channel, I may do it anyways. But if you said something about me specifically, please tell me, good or bad. I'll take criticism too. But I don't want to miss that. I want to at least thank you and all that stuff. So again, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, and definitely everybody else go check out his channel because it's great stuff. Okay, so after that heartwarming intro and showing some love, we're going to talk about games that I just could not get into. I've got 5 here that I picked out that throughout the years I've played, attempted several times on most of these, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get through. Maybe one or two of them I might go back and revisit at some point and try again. And I'm also kind of curious as to hear what people say about, like, I can't believe you couldn't get into this, whatever. So, we'll see. But we'll just get it going. First one up is a game that broke my heart and many other people's, and that is Quest 64 on the Nintendo 64. I think we were all, anybody who had a Nintendo 64 back in the day was so ready for an RPG, and this was sort of an RPG. The gameplay was just so slow, the mechanics didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was really, really hard to get into. From what I understand, that when you get further in the game, you pretty much have to spec your character a certain way, otherwise you're kind of screwed. Part of me really wants to go back and try it again, but like use a really good walkthrough with it, because I am curious to see how it turns out. But at the same time, I have tried so many times to get into this, and I just couldn't do it. So yeah, Quest 64. It was disappointing. Next up is on the Nintendo DS. There are several of these games, and a lot of JRPG fans love these games. It was too much of things that I loved, if that makes sense. That is Etrian Odyssey. I figured I'd start from the beginning, and I picked up this game because I was like, oh man, you create your own party of characters, there's the class system, you level up, you go through dungeons, and you're mapping the dungeons, all that stuff. The problem is, it's grindy, but there's so much back and forth grinding. You go in, you go as far as you can get, you limp out, recover, go back in, go a little bit farther, go back and forth, and that's all you do the entire game. It is just grinding. There's not a ton of story from what I remember. If there was, I was too busy just being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to spend the next 8 hours grinding before I can even do anything else. It just became too much of a chore for me, and I just couldn't do it. This is another one that I might attempt at some point, or if there's a better one in the series that I can try, because this is the only one in the series that I've tried. If there's like an easier entry-level one into it, I know normally I like to work my way up from the beginning, but this is one of those that sounds really, really cool, but my first experience with it was just, and I just couldn't do it, and I just couldn't get into it. So yeah, let me know if there's a better game to start with in the series, because I still find it intriguing. It just, like I said, it was a little too much of the things that I typically love. Just became too much to handle. Next up is a game that is probably going to make people be like, what? I've tried this twice. Once on the Wii U and once on the Switch. And that is Hyrule Warriors. Both times I beat like 3 maps. And then I was like, I just don't feel like playing anymore. It was so repetitive. I would have loved to have had some kind of online co-op. I think that would have been really, really cool and helped it a lot. And then if I had somebody to play with, I guarantee you I would have stuck with it a lot longer. I had fun with it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. I thought the amount of characters and the abilities and the visuals and just feeling like a badass going around just taking out all these guys, it was just so cool. Just didn't hook me. I just couldn't stay into it. I honestly, I know that a lot of people love these games so much, and that goes for like the Dynasty Warriors games and that kind of thing, and the Dragon Quest one that they have, and part of me is like, oh man, if they came out with a Final Fantasy one, I'd totally do it. Another part of me is like, oh my gosh, if they do that, I might get bored of Final Fantasy. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Man, tell me what I'm missing about this. Why is this so? How do you get into this? How does this grip you? Because I know some people that swear by these games and love them. It just didn't do it for me. And I know that there's so much to appreciate because I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was. I didn't have a bad time with it. I just didn't want to keep playing. I don't know, man. It's rough, and it pains me to say that because you play a good game, you want to stick with it, and I played a good game. I just didn't want to stick with it for some reason. So I don't know. Tell me what I'm missing here. Next up, a couple of PS2 games. One is Atelier Iris, and this is kind of like same situation with Etrian Odyssey. I actually played a pretty good chunk of this game. The problem is the alchemy. I am not a fan of alchemy in games. You ask me to mix stuff and like find items and use formulas to make better items and enhance things, and you're gonna lose me. My eyes are gonna glaze over, and I'm gonna want to go do something else. And it became too much of that in this for me. The battle system was okay from what I remember. It's been years since I've played it. I just remember falling off and being like, I don't know that I'll go back to that game because it was just kind of meh. That being said, again, like I said with the Etrian Odyssey series, I know that there are so many of these games out there. And obviously they keep making them because they're successful, so at least I assume they are. What am I missing? Is there a better game to jump into the series with? Is there a better, one that doesn't necessarily have the alchemy, or is that something that's common between all of them? But this is Atelier Iris Eternal Mana. The alchemy aspect really just, I was not a fan of and couldn't stick with it because of that. So, yeah, let me know if there's something better that I can look at to get into, because obviously I'm a big JRPG fan. This wasn't for me. So yeah. And the last one that I have is my least favorite game of all time. And I've only played like maybe 15 minutes of it because I was so enraged that it was so expensive at the time. Well, expensive. I paid, whatever full price was when it came out. That is Unlimited Saga. I still, to this day, have no idea what it is you're supposed to do. I have no idea how to fight. I have no idea how to move. I have no idea how you get money or level up or anything like that because there was no instruction. It was super unintuitive. I just was lost when I played it, and I ended up hating it. I thought the characters looked really cool. I love the art. It's beautiful. The Saga series is... I'm super excited for Saga Frontier, the remake that's coming out, remaster. I'm stoked for it. Unlimited Saga just did not do it for me, and unless there is something that somebody is able to be like, well, you're gonna miss out on this, and then it's got to be something major to make me go back and try this again, because I just remember playing it for, like I said, 15, 20 minutes and just being like, people thought this was okay to release. It makes no sense. No sense at all to me. So if you defend this game, awesome. Good on you. You were able to figure it out. You were clearly way smarter than I am, because I was just blew my mind how clueless I was even trying to jump into this. So that being said, I won't tell you it's a bad game. It's one of those, judge for yourself. For me, it was a bad game. I just was not a fan. So for me personally, I could not get into this, and it'll stay that way more than likely. So yeah, guys, those are 5 games that I just could not get into. Again, on something like the Etrian Odyssey, Atelier games, tell me if I'm missing something. Like I said, I also want to try and hopefully get back in Quest 64, and Hyrule Warriors, tell me if I'm missing something there too. And Unlimited Saga, nope, don't even waste your breath. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know the drill. And as always, keep on gaming.